Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching ReZero Season 2, Episode 13. So this is the halfway point for the season. Unfortunately, the second half isn't going to start until January. So we gotta wait till winter. So after this coming up season, then they'll air the second half of ReZero. Man, stupid hair. There's always something up here that bothers me, and I gotta try to fix it while I'm talking. Anyway, last episode was mostly spent in Echidna's like tea area. We did get a few things. Subaru went back to the trial temple to get Echidna to bring him back. Instead, all he got was the second part of the trial. At least that's how I took it. And I think that's what Echidna said as well. Where basically he would see all of the times that he died, the aftermath. The first one they show is when he stabbed himself in the neck when he thought Rem was dead. That was at the beginning of the season. And then they went back to when he had I can't remember that dude's name. He's the knight that he got into a fight with last season. But when he killed him, because Betelgeuse took over, they showed when Puck had started freezing the world. They showed when he jumped off the cliff, when Ram was killing everybody because Rem was dead, and she thought Subaru had done it. They went all the way back to the beginning when Elsa killed him. I think that's her name. Then just all, like, you didn't get to see all of them, but you just hear it sending him back and back and back to see what the aftermath was of all of the times he died. After that, what looked like Rem came into the temple and was trying to, comfort him. But he basically saw through it because, Rem, according to him, wouldn't allow him to just sit back and let her deal with the whole situation. She would pretty much make him get up and deal with it, but encourage him, and it turned out it wasn't Rem, obviously, because she's still asleep. It's one of the witches. I can't remember her name, but she's the Witch of Lust. She seemed very timid, and I guess if you get close to her, it makes you stop breathing and can make your heart stop. So, yeah, the Echidna had to bring him in order to save him. So then she's asking about what happened, and that's what she brings up, that it was like the second part of the trial for him. Then she asks him if he wants to form a contract with her, which, after seeing what Beatrice has been going through, I wouldn't have agreed to a contract at all. I would have heard her say, "Do you want to form a contract?" No, I do not. Basically, she told him what he wanted to hear. He could use her knowledge to, like, in any way he needs it in order to get the future that he wants. Potentially get the future that he wants. And he was about to do it, which basically all they had to do, I think, was touch hands. and it would have sealed the contract. But Minerva showed up and stopped him, telling him to stop letting her sweet talk him into things, and that she hasn't even told him the negative effects of this contract. Echidna went into it a little bit, and then one of the other witches, I'm not going to remember in which order they showed up, but another one of the witches came and told him she's being truthful, but she's still hiding things from you. Basically, all the witches ended up showing up. All of them. To keep him from forming a contract with Echidna. And then at the very end, when he finally decides that he's not going to do it, basically he asks her if she knows Beatrice, which she said yes, and then asked about the contract that she was under, asking, I believe that was you who formed a contract with her. And she goes, yeah, that was me. And he said, depending on how you answer this is going to determine whether I agree to your contract or not. And asked, who is the person that is supposed to be showing up for Beatrice? Because she's supposed to stay in the library until that person shows up. Echidna said there wasn't anybody. Not specifically. Beatrice has to decide that that's the person, not a specific person that she had determined to come to the library and free her. Beatrice has to be the one to decide who it is. Unfortunately, Beatrice doesn't seem to think that. She seems to think that Echidna had a specific person in mind and is waiting for somebody to come to the library and free her from her contract. She's been waiting 400 years for this and has been driven to the point where she just wants to die in order to get out of the contract. So yeah, he didn't sign it. And then, right at the very end, Satella shows up. And some of the witches are kind of nervous. Some of the witches are kind of excited that she's there. Echidna doesn't look excited at all. So let's get into this episode and see what's going to go down. Pretty sure the Satella is going to stop Echidna from messing with Subaru, at least as much as she has been. But let's see. Volume, maybe a little further down. That should be good. Okay, so we're going to start this episode. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Who gave you the ability to do that? Headbutt. Wakey, wakey. Don't make me say why. Oh, you're not allowed in anymore. You have been rejected. Because you turned her away. Okay. He can't anymore. Oh, getting rid of the makeup. You did that, didn't you? I knew it. I think I brought this up a couple episodes ago. Ugh. Wow. Another episode of no talking from me. uh, well, okay. So right after he tells Echidna that he's going to try to do this on his own and not have to rely on dying so much and all that, doesn't look like that's going to be easy. Because of this, him turning her down, she's rejecting him now for the trial. Makes sense. Let's see. Pretty positive Roswaal has just told us everything that he's planning. Especially, well, at least with Subaru. Then again, he did kind of think, at least at this point, that Subaru was still able to take the trial. But he seems to like it better that Subaru can't take the trial, because now he's definitely got to make a choice. I don't know. For me, it seems a lot... I don't know. It seems easy for me. Kinda. I mean, he can't take the trial. The only one who could take it now is Amelia. He's just going to have to rely on her. I know it hasn't really worked out in any of the other timelines, but that doesn't mean it's going to not work out ever. Maybe talk to her? I don't know. He hasn't exactly tried much to help her pass this trial, except I'll do it instead, or I gotta find a way to keep her from taking the trial and find another way out of the sanctuary. Instead of doing that, why don't you just help her try to pass the trial? I know it's painful for her, but she's gotta go through it. So, do it. Then after that happens, you can go to the mansion, deal with Beatrice, and help the rest of them. I know it's probably not that easy, but I don't know. To me, that seems like the best way to handle it. Because the assassins aren't even supposed to show up until, what? He gets there? So once he arrives, that's when they're going to attack and do their thing. I don't think it's supposed to be a specific day, because he showed up, what, a couple days early, and they still showed up because they were supposed to come out when he came. As long as he's not at the mansion, everybody should be fine, unless Roswaal gave them other directions, like if he doesn't show up by this specific day, just go ahead and take care of the mansion. Which seems like something that he would do, especially if he's trying to make it so that he has to choose which one to save. Which is why I'm saying, make sure that Amelia can pass the trial. Talk to her. Find out what it is she's seeing. I know it's her past, but give her like some advice or something. I don't know. I don't know what you would do in that situation, really, but talk to her at least. And then physically let her know that you're going to be going to the mansion because there's assassins that are going to attack. I mean, you know specifically what is going to happen. Like this entire season, he's been trying to sneak around and do things instead of just coming out and telling people, especially people who should be in the know, what it is he's planning on doing. He was kind of like that before in the other season as well, but very prominent in this one, seeing as how every chance he got, it was, I need you to do something for me, but don't tell these people, or I'm going to sneak out of the sanctuary and go to the mansion, or I'm going to go and do this, or, you know, something. Let people know what's going on. I know you can't tell them that you've returned by death, because, you know, they could die, or you could die, because your heart will get... That would have been a question I'd asked. Why is it that whenever I try to tell anybody about this, there's a punishment? Probably just because she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. Well, I don't know. Either way, I think the best course of action is just to talk to Amelia. Try to help her get semi-prepared, at least, to take the trial. That way she's not as, I guess, mentally drained during it or after, depending. I don't know what the other two trials for her would be. We know one of them for Subaru was seeing all of the aftermath of him dying in all those different timelines. I don't know what it would be for Amelia. I think she just really needs somebody to be there. Not like, maybe not like physically, but just to let her know that they have her back no matter what. Because he hasn't exactly said that. He keeps saying everything is for Amelia. But he's not actually showing that he's got her back, that he believes in her, that she can do this. Everything has always been, I've got to keep her from doing it because I don't want to see her hurt. Sometimes people have to go through things that are going to hurt them. It sucks. But sometimes they do. This is one of those situations, especially now that he can't even take the trial, where Amelia's got to do something that's going to hurt a little bit. He's just got to be there to tell her, you know, I believe in you. I know you can handle this. You know? Sometimes it's just something simple like that. Not all the time, but sometimes it's just something simple. Like just letting somebody know that you got their back. Like even in that one, what was it, the second timeline where he went back and he said in front of Amelia, that, well actually he told her specifically that I could take the trial in your place. You don't have to take it. And she got upset because it felt like he didn't believe in her at all. And none of the other times, I believe, he's ever actually said that he really believes in her. There was the one where he said that she was amazing and all this and that, but that's erased now because, yeah. Okay, so the witches. I don't know. They're all pretty cool in their own way. Kind of a really roundabout way of getting Subaru to love himself by giving him an ability that brings him back to a specific point after he dies. It seems like that's really all Satella really wants, is for him to see the value of his life and cherish it along with everybody else that he cares about. Because I guess even throughout the first season up till now, he hasn't really believed anybody would care that he's actually died. Which, I mean, definitely should have not been in his mind after he saw part of the second trial. Should have known that there were people out there who were going to be upset that he was dead. But even up till that point, he was still like, nobody really cares if I'm dead. It doesn't really matter. My life has no meaning. So yeah. It's crazy. So you had the two that decided, well, he killed himself, so it's his choice. Let him do it. You had the other two. Well, you had Minerva, who really wanted to bring him back because, she doesn't like suicide, so she wanted to bring him back, but, well, the other two wouldn't let her. Then Gluttony held down the little one and allowed was it Carmilla to let him hear the voices of the people that he really cares about. Which, he's heard those voices before. Why is it now the only time he really believes that they care? So I know there was Rem and Amelia. I think I heard a couple other voices too. I don't know. I wonder if that's the last time we'll be seeing the witches. Or if they'll make appearances here and there every once in a while. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. I guess Satella wants Subaru to kill her. I guess for her that would be like saving her. She's already said that he saved her once before. But how? How does she know him? Because he definitely doesn't seem to know her at all. Except for that one time he met her when she was outside of the temple and started killing everything. I do feel kind of bad for her, though. Sure, she did kill all the other witches. I don't know what drove her to do that, but she did it. But she seemed pretty civil here. She didn't try to really attack anybody. She was just talking to Subaru. I thought she would get a little upset at Echidna, but that didn't happen. basically just to tell Subaru to believe in himself, love himself, try not to die. You know, you'd think that would be on the top of his list, since every time he does die, he still basically feels it. He remembers all of it, the pain and everything. So, I would not want to die that much. I know he's trying to save everybody. I kind of hope that by the end of this, he isn't able to save everybody. That kind of ending, I think, would be kind of, I said kind of like 10 times. Anyway, I feel like that would be a bit not a cop-out, because he is doing a lot to try to prevent people from dying, but it would just be too, I guess, perfect. The only word I could really think of, where to have everybody survive, including him. I don't know, I've been kind of having this one feeling. It probably won't ever happen. Because I remember I mentioned when Emilia was kind of yandere in that one episode. And I think I was mentioning Satella as well, that, she can take over her body, apparently. Like, it would definitely be a bad type of ending, I think. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it would be also a good ending for this series, although I'm pretty sure hardly anybody would agree with me. Is that I feel like at the end, if Subaru has to kill Satella, maybe he has to do it while she's possessing Emilia. But he ends up dying as well. Like, because Satella gets killed, he loses the return by death ability, and then he dies. Like, for real. I don't know. For some reason, that's been, like, in my mind as a possible ending, at least. But I doubt it would ever end like that. So yeah, I don't know. Either way, gotta wait until January for the rest of this season, so I'm not going to give my review until then. But for now, I'll just say that I have been really enjoying this season. I know I haven't said a whole lot throughout the episodes, but I like them. They're good. Make me think a lot, even though it might not seem like it. But yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed this reaction, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and get updates on our releases. Check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for anything else we decide to post. And check out our Discord, where you can chat with me or anyone else. It's also a good place to go to see if there are any updates to the channel. So until next, January. Bye.